So that is a situation that thousands of workers are going to be facing on Friday. Our topic for today is navigating financial challenges and how do you navigate through a storm. The irony of that is that there is no quick fix to navigating a storm. If we look at biblical times and when Christ was in the boat, there's a moment where he was sleeping. There's a moment where he got up and he told the wind, be still. And then times you have to kind of stand still. Times you have to go. You have to watch wind direction. So different factors will determine your next move. And if you make the wrong move, it could be the tipping point of you reaching safe harbor or drowning. I think that is why it is so critical that we need to learn how to navigate through the storm of this, financial crisis, if you can call it that. And my guest, Dr. Stephen Mendoza, thank you very much for coming.
Always enjoy being in your presence, of course. We go back a long way.
Long way.
Yes, yes.
And this is Revival Mission. We have a post as well. They're hosting a financial seminar called Navigating Financial Challenges, and it's him and a team of specialists, Apostle Julian Selgridge, Mr. Julian Henry, and Mr. Kenny Cooper. Let's start off first and foremost. This is very timely, you being here.
Yeah.
Are we in a financial crisis, or am I being extreme?
First, begin my definition of crisis.
Okay.
I guess having gone through certain things myself, going full-time in ministry, I was a pedestrian person. At one time, it looked like a crisis. But I guess perspective has to change to see things as an opportunity instead of a crisis. It's like half full, half empty. So a person may say, oh, this is a crisis, and a person in the same situation
may see it as an opportunity.
Right. So, but the country is definitely under strain. The layoffs are taking place all around. There's some that we hear, some that we don't hear. So for a lot of people, it would be a crisis. And may I say, a lot of people try to make it look big around the Christmas time, but crisis really and truly is crisis.
Navigating financial challenges. Why that theme for the seminar? And I guess it might seem like a self-explanatory answer, but why now?
Well, why now is very, when I saw what happened with the Petrotrin announcement, as you know, it was a very quick thing. When the Prime Minister announced it, was just in 2 months, they're wrapping up a company that is 100 years old. That would have contributed significantly to the lives of the people, not just who are working directly, but people are affected. People will be affected all around. The rippling effect is significant. And so I know in some homes there are already crises in the sense that we have a mortgage, we're paying for a car, children in university, all these other things have to answer, and you are getting limited amount of money, a gratuity. Now, in some cases, the gratuity may look handsome, and for some, it may not look handsome.
But again, that also based on, again, that's relative. It's based on your situation as well.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. And handsome in the sense that based on the seniority that you were in the company and how long you were in the company, your package will be bigger.
Of course.
And a person who would have gotten permanent only 5 years ago and things like that. So we have members in our church, and there are church all over where people are affected. So I spoke to some pastors, said, Stephen, I'm coming to this seminar because I have people in my church that are affected by this even now. So I say, you know what, finance was my background before. When I did work in Petrotrin, I was into finance and doing analysis of financial documents. And I also said I knew when I went full-time how tough it was. And it's because my perspective changed and I navigated with guidance that things started to look up. And I want to share this passion with people who are seeing the half-empty glass to make them not have water in the glass, and you can see things. So navigating is, we have Julian Henry. He is a UE lecturer on entrepreneurship. He brings skills from Netco. So it means that we would open the eyes of the people to opportunities. You see? Open the eyes to opportunities. You know, Apostle Julian Selgridge is very good for motivation. There are those who may be coming feeling.
Oh, trust me, there will be.
Yeah, and she would be able to kind of, as I say, lift their chins. Kenny, he was he's a businessman today, but he had it tough. He was a policeman, got shot, things like that, and had to, as they say, recalibrate his life and navigate now to a successful business. So
I think that you use that term recalibrate, and you mentioned about the entrepreneurship. I'm not going to call names. It's someone very close to me who worked petroleum for about 16 years. I'm not sure if he's listening. But I know for a fact that it's taking a toll on him. And he applied for hopefully a new position
with the
at
new
the new
companies,
company.
yeah.
And I'm saying to myself that there are some people, not sure if he falls in that bracket, but the automatic thing is to apply for a next job. Apply for a next job. If I don't get this job, what am I going to do? There are many people who are what I call entrepreneurial risk takers.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who I'd asked this question before, but I'm asking you based on your experience. Are we a country now where many people are going in that direction, or there are those who are still stuck in that 8 to 4, 9 to 5? I like to call it, no disrespect intended, the BPM Syndrome, whereby I get a government work and I get a car and I get a nice house. This has been how I was cultured, so it's not a biased thing, and it's been real. You grew up like that in the 70s, 80s, you must get government work.
Why did they send you to university? To get a good job.
Get a good job, right.
So whether it is a doctor, whether it's a lawyer, most of us were educated to work for someone else.
Right.
So it is, well, again, no disrespect to anybody, because the question is what I said in times past. In times past, I said this is dignified slavery. Not that you cannot work, but because in our minds we cannot see ourselves owning the business. And so we have had foreigners come in this country. And they are coming in by the droves.
And opening business.
And they are opening their businesses. And we are on crossing every weekend, buying from them. No disrespect to anybody. We have people coming and opening groceries. But we are just buying. So something has to happen to make you shift, because sometimes you wouldn't shift for yourself. And according to the automatic thing is to send out a resume, because we were trained
that way.
That we were cultured. You have a degree, but you have to work for someone. I mean, they must have employees, but at the end of the day, we have to start to take some risks. I want to share a little bit of experience.
Sure.
When some people say, if you want to make money, open a church.
Oh, jeez.
I heard a comment on that, and I say, well, go try if you feel it is really so easy. Another, they are not people who extort,
abuse the gospel, and
abuse
because there was an article about it recently, and they abuse it, yeah.
And the book of Philippians talk about that, people doing things for gain.
Yeah. So
that was even before Trinidad Express wrote anything. But I want to tell you this, that when I would have gone home with a gratuity from Petrotrin, and because of that concept of being afraid to even ask for offering, to tell you, because, I was working and I was actually financing the church from my wallet. Wasn't the right thing to do. I had to teach what the Bible says. I decided to start a business. And my wife and I started a wholesale business. And we did it for only 2 days of the week, investing $2,000. So they say, at least invest what you can lose. So if 2,000 would have gone for me,
invest what you can lose.
Yes, invest what you can lose.
Interesting.
And I want to tell you this, Sheldon. My turnover was over $40,000 a month.
Wow.
I remember we sell one car, I bought a van. I was about to sell the van to buy a truck. And then the Lord kind of reminded me, why did you leave your job at Petrotrin again? And I was to go full-time in ministry. So again, I had to go back and live this life of faith. But it taught me so many things. It taught me that if anybody there want to start a business, they can. But you have to work. You have to work. You have to work. And so this seminar will give you ideas. I think Pastor Parali would have said, I can show you 100 ways to make money with even no money. But you have to.
Because it starts with an idea.
It starts with
an idea. Yeah.
It starts with an idea.
And the thing is that we were talking just recently about Camp Professor Fillmore. We used, one of his friends was on the show, Mr. Shepard, this week, as a matter of fact. And we were making the point that to this date, he is the only arranger from Trinidad and Tobago that is so world traveled.
See?
The man never read music. He would hear the sound
Gifted,
and will just play. They mentioned when he went to the Apollo when he was younger, and I was amazed when I heard this. They asked him, with 135 contestants, they asked him where is his music sheets. He said, yeah, none. He says, well, I just came to play. And he said, well, they have a song. He said, well, what song you want to play? And they were like in shock, like, what do you mean? They said, just let me hear the song, please, at least once.
Let me hear it at least once.
Just once. He heard the song.
Wow.
And then he went on and played the song and won.
Wow.
And I'm just saying that I think we underestimate the giftings that we have. And every one of these Patron employees, I'm sure that there's a gift that you have. It may be a gift from within your field itself, or it may be something else. How do you speak now, again, these men and women coming to the seminar, they say, listen, I doing this 30-something years, 20 years, 10 years, this gift thing, I just want what I went and trained for. How do you now speak into the life of those to help them understand what is their gift?
To me, giftings are things that you do naturally. And let me give you an example with regarding my gifting. When I was younger, a few decades ago.
Decades, all right.
Throughout my school life, I had too talkative.
Too what?
Too talkative.
Too talkative, okay.
But today, what do you think I live by? I live by talking.
Right.
I'm an international seminar speaker. I go around the world speaking. So my school teachers did not recognize my gift. They saw it as a nuisance.
Right.
And so it wasn't harnessed and developed. So sometimes people would have done things naturally, and they're doing it naturally. And I'm asking, would you pay for that same thing if it is done properly? So that there are people who cook, but they would pay for good food, no, sir?
That's right.
There are people who, when they clean in home, they clean so well. But we have janitorial services that get contracts to pay things to people. So I'm saying that giftings are not necessarily things that are so different from somebody else. It's
doing with
well.
it.
And what can you do to improve it that somebody will say, I will pay for that service?
Wow. Let's take a break. When we come back, what I want to do is let's give some tips, some basic financial tips. Listen, I have $500 for the month. I have a family to feed of 4. How am I going to do this? What do I do? How can we just give some basic tips for those looking on in terms of how to manage their money? All right, when we come back right here on Cloud9. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Welcome back. We're talking financial management. So we've all been there. I can confess, I'm there. They're at that place whereby you're trying to stretch and maneuver and navigate. So what we're going to do at this point in time, just to give you a reminder again, but before we go to that, we have the video ready. Let's go to this video. This video is about the actual event, right? Navigating financial challenges. So let's go to this video now about the event coming up very soon. Let's go.
Are these your circumstances? Job loss at the hand of state-owned companies or other employers? Heavy debt? Low income? No savings? Bad investments? Finding difficulty navigating through these challenges? Ask yourself, is this a crisis or an opportunity? Come get an answer to this question and more as Revival Mission hosts a financial seminar entitled Navigating Financial Challenges, Crisis or Opportunity. Listen and interact with a qualified team of facilitators, including Apostle Julian Selgridge, motivational coach, Reverend Dr. Stephen Mendoza, member of the Association of Accountant Technicians, financial consultant Mr. Julian Henry, and Mr. Kenny Cooper, a successful business entrepreneur. Date, Saturday, 8 December 2018. Venue, Revival Missions Church Auditorium, number 4 George Street, Laurel, Maine. Time, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Registration, $160. For further details and registration, Call our office at 697-7410 or 304-4145. Time is limited, so register now.
All right, so you said the deadline has changed for the
Yes,
registration?
so if anybody go online, they would see the flyer would have said November 30th. But I had some pastor friends that want to promote it on Sunday.
Okay.
And so it has shifted to the 4th. Because, you know, you have to cater for people and then because with that $160, lunch is provided.
Right.
And things like that. So we know, well, also there's a, well, not a big reduction, but if people come with their spouses, so instead of the 320, they will pay 300, so 150 each. It's a small investment I consider for the value of people that will be speaking into their lives, for something that could change the way they approach the rest of their lives.
So into your life.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, you know, sow good things into your life and you will reap good things into your life.
That's
It's
correct.
really, really, it's a
Yes,
simple.
invest in yourself.
Yeah. So let's talk about basic financial management. What are some of the mistakes that people constantly make when it comes to budgeting?
Well, I like it what you said budgeted, but most people don't have a budget.
Okay.
Number one, most people don't have a budget. In fact, they don't even know how to start with a budget. So you may take for granted that you're doing a budget, but you may not be really doing a budget. If every month you keep changing how money is being directed, so let's say your salary is a fixed salary, I'm going to call $5,000, but every month then your expenses, you keep shifting, that's not a budget. A budget is something,
When
okay.
you say shifting, as though some
Well,
months
as though they keep juggling the money all how.
Okay.
As though there's no real plan. See? As though there's no real plan. You look at a government, how often do they do a budget? For this to run an entire country, how often do they do a budget? Once a year.
Yeah.
And they do a review every 6 months. So if every month you keep reviewing, okay, so I'll pay Tech this time, and next time I'll pay John, it means that you don't have a budget because a budget is a plan towards something. So you don't really have a plan. And so that's why you feel that you are struggling every time, because it's when the money reach, and then the head starts to scratch and it's not enough and everything like that. And this not enough is, a lot of us, I mean, I think the majority of people, if it is true that the 1% is up there, then 99% of the people are trying to manage their monies and money. And the people who we say are rich, they also manage. They manage so that they grow from sometimes almost
and that they stay rich.
And they stay rich because they manage their money. So budgeting, you do not reach a place where you say, I have so much now, I don't need to budget. Because you can lose everything just as fast as you got it.
Wow.
So the Lord taught me that the hard way, I want you to know. When I worked Petrotrain, I was senior staff. Money was nice. Overtime big.
Nice.
Overtime bigger than my salary.
Smiling every
If I
year.
smile, I say, grin boy. I had opportunities just to call the bank and get loans, all kind of things like that. You have to go. They'll tell me, well, come in and sign.
And that loan thing is a trap, eh?
If it is a
Is
trap.
a trap.
If it is a trap.
Trust me.
Something it makes you feel, oh, I could just call and get a loan, but it's a holy, there's dog there. And then, so now when I had to live full time and in ministry, I was sharing earlier with you, because monies coming in was so small, whether I was slowing down the rate of dipping, I had to dip into my money. And that, there was a time like I almost my fingernail going to the bottom of the barrel. And I used to look at it, I had a 10 cents here, who moved this 10 cents? I went down to that.
Wow.
I went on to that with yet, and I had my qualifications and everything because I was managing money badly. So now if you manage $10 bad, you will manage $100 10 times as bad as that. Because it is really about how you manage, not really the amount that you have. And I want to thank God that He showed me how to do that. So I have something called 10-10-80.
What is that?
Tight, take, and manage. Tight, take, manage. I believe in tithing. So I am not here to force my belief on anybody, but I believe.
But it's what has worked for you, and it could work if you, right?
Because if God has been good to me, I want to show my gratitude in honoring Him You see? So my tithe is not no forced 10%. My tithe is an honor. It's an honor to give this to God who gave me life, who gave me strength, who gave me the money, who gave me the ideas. I show honor to him by doing this. So people who argue about money, it's about honor. Honor the Lord with the first fruits. Honor. See, it's about. And because the promises came with that honor. So you say, if you honor me with your money, I'll bless the rest of money. And then the second T was take. I did not have a saving. Most people don't have a savings because they deal with expenses. And when they go to the bottom line, well, it's a minus. So they're nothing to save. And that order shift from tithe. So my savings came before I eat. My savings come before I pay anybody's bill. My savings are now second tithe take, and I must now manage 80%. And this 80% must handle my debts plus my future ambitions. So my budget is now on a percentage basis and not on a cash basis. So after I put the 10, 10, 80 and work it out, then let's say, okay, let me take an example. A taxi driver could use my budget because his fluctuates. So he would get it by percentage, and he would just put in today I make $200, and it will churn it for him $20 for the Lord, $20 to put in the bank. I have to manage this with the car, my family, my bills, and he put that in his envelope, and every day he does that until the month end, and he will see that his T&Tech envelope will have his money, if not more, wouldn't be far off what his bill actually is, because he's managing. And God taught me. And you know, when, Sheldon, after I disciplined myself with that, then God started to bless me. I was owing, my house was up for sale. So I am not talking to people who is not going through financial crisis.
You've been there?
I've been there. I could not pay my mortgage for 8 months straight. And so when I got called, Mr. Mendoza, your house is up for sale. So wait till me. My knees gone. My knees gone. I just, and I hear the lady say, hello, 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 are you there? I say, yes, I'm here, but I know nice news here on the phone. She said, but hear this now. She said, I'm going to tell you something. I saw that you left your job to become a pastor. I want to tell you, Pastor Mendoza, you will lose nothing. So this is this woman who is in recovery's department telling me and encouraging me. And then I started to look up to the Lord, show me, redirect my life. And there are pastors who are also struggling. People may not know that.
Yeah, there's this misconception that people have there.
Well, I said, well, if you want to go and open a church, go now. See, that's so easy. So there are pastors who are struggling because probably somebody never also taught them to manage. And when I did that, so let's say I was owing you $50,000 and I was supposed to pay you $5,000 or let's say $3,000 a month. I'll come and say, Sheldon, based on my budget, I have to beg you to accept $700. You say, but it's $3,000 you owe my month. I say, yes. But really and truly, I cannot pay you $3,000 a month.
Just be also being honest.
I'm being honest. I can afford to pay you $700 based on my budget. See, because it's not you alone I have to pay. I have children going to school. I have to pay for my electricity. And I want to give everybody a piece of the pie according to how my budget is generated. And
one thing I've learned in that principle, and even in my own life, if you know you're honest and God knows that you're honest and you take it to him first, and you go before it, that is, listen, this is my situation.
Yes.
You'll be amazed.
Yeah, you get mercy.
At what God does.
You get mercy, Sheldon. You get mercy from the people who you're owing. The scripture says if you confess, you would get mercy. And so the people who, I remember one lady who wanted me to restructure her life. So the husband left her. So when they took out all the things from courts, they did it on a joint salary.
Right.
So now when it's her salary alone,
it was difficult.
Difficult to say the least. And hers was less than half.
Wow.
See? Her salary that is less than half combined. I say go and tell courts that you have to reduce your monthly installment. Talk to the supervisor. There's a person you're talking to. So I'm talking to also to people who are like courts and these different people. Talk to the people. They're going through what we'll call a graft.
That's the next thing. That's on the other side of the coin, you know, because sometimes, you know, the banks, they need to have
They
that.
just want back everything.
Yeah, it's not easy.
But you could just destroy people's lives. And so she came back and say, courts will not renegotiate. I said, no problem, well, you have to be prepared to sleep on the floor. That's why I say, well, tell courts to come and collect everything. The same day she said, another supervisor was put to speak to her. And they refinanced and reorganized it to help her through her difficult time in life. Because we all go through some difficulty. Your ambition with your house and everything, it is dig us a hole while we building upward. You see the root going downward, but you know, and you want people to say, listen, if you work with me when things get better, I will show you a level of loyalty because you worked with me when things were tough. I'll show you a level of loyalty.
In the last few minutes that we have, so we have how many unemployed as it stands right now in TNT. We have almost 4,000 men and women. Some may have sideline jobs already, some may not. We don't know. I remember hearing one person say, with all that we're going through, does Trinidad and Tobago have money to make?
Oh, yeah.
If we have money to make, we're like, hey, so much people have to set up business here, business there. Do we have money to make?
The Chinese making it? No,
I looked at your face just now.
Well, no.
People ask that question.
But that person who asked that question, they should ask themselves, are the Chinese coming and making money? Are the Syrians coming and making money? The foreigners are coming making money, and because the money is all around you. There's money all around you.
And I know why they're coming, because it seems as though the foreigners are doing more research into our bank, our financial bank.
And they plan to work.
And because there's one supermarket I know very well near to me, and my wife was making that joke yesterday. And every time you pass there, because there are times they might run in because they open late and they want to get something. But every time you pass there, it's like you seem like a cousin or somebody else. So sometime I went, and I know the guy pretty well. And that's about 5, 6, 7. Like,
It increases.
where are you all coming from? And I looked at this guy, again, no disrespect, but I call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
This guy came in to buy a bottle of rum. And he's making a mockery of how they were speaking. And in my mind, it's like,
Yeah. You with your poor little self.
the Bible speaks about fools and wisdom. And,
Yeah, exactly.
and I'm like, while you are making a mockery of them, you're buying a bottle of rum to go drink and you're paying them for it and they're making the money.
Exactly.
And I'm just like,
And they don't even answer you.
no.
Yeah?
She was just like, okay. And that is where the shift needs to come.
That's correct.
While you're laughing at them, they're taking your money.
That's correct, Social, and there's a lot of money here. And things will not always be down. I'm sure you have seen graphs. It is only when you're learning economics, hypothetical things, that you get a straight line graph like that. But that is never life. Life is this. Up, down. Sometimes a spike, something happens in the country, and then down again. That is life. Jesus said, if you take my word, when the storm comes, when the rain comes, you'll be able to stand. But if you don't take my word, when these things that are what we call the vicissitudes of life hit you, you would fall. So some people, if you come to this seminar, I know we would strengthen you. I know you would get the word to inspire you. You would leave with your mind open and with opportunities. So instead of just seeing, let me give you a quick example.
1 minute.
1 minute. Imagine you are thirsty and you ask for a glass of water because you're a glass of water thirsty, but your son brought a quarter glass of water. So instead of saying thanks for the quarter glass, you say, this could ever quench my thirst, and you throw away the glass of water. And we have people who do that because instead of doing look like what Jesus did and bless what they had, they curse their money, they curse their situation, and they are blinded to opportunities.
8th of December,
8th of
navigating
December.
financial challenges. The numbers are on the screen. Get picked up once again quickly. Right, it's from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Of course, you can make contact with Pastor Mendoza It's from the Revival Mission. This is the church.
The
right?
church, for
What are the contact numbers quickly again?
It's 697-7410. I know that one of the part, the other one is
394, I think 4145, yeah. 394.
Oh, yeah. Good eyes there, man.
394 414 304, sorry.
304.
My apologies. 304 4145. Thank you very much. God bless
Thank
you,
you
and
for
always a
having me.
pleasure indeed.
Always a
And
pleasure.
we will keep
So I hope
in
I
touch.
see you.
I will do. Watching that date now. This is a heavy month, but we'll see how it goes. I need to come something like this. Take care and God blessings
God
to you.
bless you.